Hey guys, welcome back to Pop Culture with Pat. So I am so excited to be joined by today's guest. Today I am talking to Jocelin Donahue, who plays Charlotte in The Last Stop in Yuma County. Thank you so much for your time today, Jocelyn. Very excited, big fan of your work for a while. So this is definitely something looking forward to.
Oh, thank you, Pat. I'm so happy to be talking to you.
You're very welcome. So just to kind of to start things off, so what was it about The Last Stop in Yuma County that, you were like, all right, I really need to be a part of this project?
There were so many things about this, so many elements that were enticing. And the script, of course, is the first thing that I got, which is so smart and surprising, entertaining. I just loved the characters and the dialogue right away. And kind of when I got the script, Francis also reached out, and having a personal connection with him, just getting to know him was also made this an easy yes, because he's such a wonderful person and so passionate and had a really strong vision overall for like the tone, this very specific and cool, stylish tone that he has for the film. And so many more things too. I mean, just bonus on top of bonus, the cast that he was bringing on, the chance to work with Richard Brake again, and the chance to work with our DP, Mac Fiskin, who I'd also worked with. Those were big draws.
Yeah, I just got to watch the film recently and I absolutely loved it. It's one of my favorite films of the year so far. And it's always cool when you get to discover a new, filmmaker for, their feature debut. And then it's like, all right, now this guy's going to be on my radar, for the rest of, his career. Can't wait to see what he's doing next. For you, like for Charlotte specifically, what had you most excited to play her? And did you do, because I know sometimes actors do this, sometimes they won't. Did you kind of give her any kind of backstory where we really only get to see her for like this one day in her life, the snapshot of her?
Yeah, Francis had written like backstories for everyone, and that's something I thought was so well done in the script too. Is it's like there's a lot of information in little brief lines, so it's kind of a movie that rewards multiple viewings as well because you kind of learn or you pick up on things. For Charlotte specifically, I mean this is her family diner. Her grandparents started it. Her mom worked there. She basically grew up in this diner. So where when the hostage situation begins, it's almost like this is a hostage situation in her home, which is something I was thinking about. And I just think she's kind of like a really natural salt of the earth type character. She's probably seen a lot. She's like at the end of the road here in the middle of nowhere. She's lived and seen a lot of like hard scrabble type characters come in here. So I think she's kind of like a observant and even keel person, which I loved. And it was very exciting to be able to play someone who has to like keep up appearances the whole time. Like when you get to kind of have a performance within a performance,
Yep.
that was exciting.
Were there any aspects of Charlotte that maybe you brought to the character that might not have initially been in the script?
I mean, we talked a lot about her defending her homestead, basically. Like, I love that always in the script, like she's kind of finding creative ways to get out of the situation. And then Francis and I worked on making her even more active in defending this place,
Yep.
which,
Yeah, I was gonna say
yeah.
she's pretty creative when it comes to, the different situations trying to navigate a very scary situation, like obviously. So the last stop in Yuma, like you mentioned, it sees you reunite with a bunch of people that you've gotten to work with in the past, Richard, Alex, Essoe. So what was it like just getting to work with these guys again? But there's also a number of people that, first time working with people as well. So amazing cast, or overall, just what was that experience of working with everybody?
Yeah, such an incredible ensemble, and every character is important and every character feels real and fleshed out in their own way. And as just a fan of all of these actors, getting to as my from my vantage point as Charlotte, like behind the counter, getting to watch all of these actors create these really impactful and varied roles that Francis had written was so much fun. Like it felt like a play because we're also all in the same space together. I mean, Gene Jones, just what a lovely human being, and such a great actor, and Robin and Faison, and I love what Nick Logan brought to the character. Watching Nick and Richard play off each other in this incredible dynamic that they had, and of course Jim, like he's just such a great actor with such a specific sensibility, like this like offbeat unpredictable quality, but also like endearing, and you don't know what he's going to do next. So just all these actors are just incredible.
And I know for like an audience member going into the film, I think that I initially found out about this film because you had posted like a trailer for it or something on your Instagram. So I hadn't heard of it before. And then, I was like, oh, you're in a new project. So I wanted to check it out. And then, so I kind of went into it blind and I didn't really look at like the rest of the cast, except for maybe like what you see in the trailer. So it was fun getting to see like the next person that would come through those doors. And you're like, oh, wow, like I didn't realize, this person was in there. So like I said, I mean, it was a stacked cast, so you guys must have had so much fun just, working on this together.
Yeah, so much just sharing stories. And it was a really fun set and a lot of very funny people on set as well. And, I didn't have scenes with Barbara Crampton, but I love her. And I was so happy that she is in the film. And same with Alex. Like Alex and I have been in two movies together, but we haven't shared scenes yet. So hopefully someday we will.
Yeah, so it'll definitely have to happen at some point for sure. So I'm curious for you, who out of all of the characters that you've played so far in your career up to this point, if they had stopped in this diner, who do you think that they would have been most helpful to your character, Charlotte?
That's a funny question. A good question. Let's see. I mean, well, I played a character on a TV show called Startup.
Yep.
And she was like a rookie FBI agent, and she was like very good at solving mysteries and, tough character, good with a gun, all that. So she would probably be the most useful. She had the most training.
Yep, yeah, I'd say that would definitely helpful in a situation like this for sure. This being, Francis's, like I said, his feature debut, film. What was it about him that kind of makes him stand out from other directors, in your opinion, and just the overall, experience of getting to collaborate with him on this film?
Yeah, Francis, he's the real deal. He's super educated about film. He's all self-taught, which is pretty amazing. He is very exuberant and like I say, knowledgeable about genre and how to subvert expectations in the genre. Um, and he just is kind of a magnet he's very inspiring, as he's a great leader. Like people believe in him and want to fulfill his vision, and that's something that you really need as a director for sure. That people want to put their trust in him because he cares so much and he's very detail oriented, and he has this kind of like handmade, handcrafted quality to everything he does. He's like very meticulous about everything. And so yeah, it was kind of everything. It was his taste and his sensibility, his style, and then also who he is as a collaborator and who, like, someone you really want to be around on set. Always had great ideas and was constantly trying to make it better. Always, like from the script, from sitting down and looking at it the first time, all the way through being on set, between action and cut, finding the best way to like tell the story in every moment from every department. And that's really a great skill.
Yeah, so it sounds like he really brought like a veteran presence to the movie. I mean, I know he's done, like shorts and stuff like that prior to this, but being, your big feature debut, I imagine obviously there's a lot of nerves and stuff, going into that, especially a passionate project that you're really passionate about. So it sounds like, I mean, working with the guy, sounds like you would have thought that maybe he's already done like, 5 or 6 films already up to this point in his career.
Exactly. I mean, it's pretty remarkable that this is his first feature, and he has cut his teeth on, on shorts and music videos, and his shorts are also extremely well done, just so tight. And Mac also shot those as well. He's a natural, and he's prepared, and he's a good person. So it's kind of all of those things.
Full package. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
definitely going to check out his shorts, and I know he just got tapped for one of the upcoming Evil Dead films. So it's like I'll definitely be looking out for that, for sure.
Oh yeah. Yeah. This is just the beginning for Francis Galluppi.
Was there like any particular scene in the film that maybe challenged you overall as an actor, or if you didn't have a film that I guess was like particularly challenging, what was just like your favorite scene to film from it overall?
There was a lot of really interesting set pieces, for being in such a contained one location. Francis and Mac really came up with these dynamic shots that were basically oneers, where the entire crew is coming together. There's no cuts, all the coverage is happening in one thing. So those are really fun and fulfilling when you get them. So for instance, like there's the scene where Bo sits down, the knife salesman in Charlotte, and kind of, lays down the law and says, you're going to put a smile on your face and pretend everything's fine until the gas truck shows up. And so that was like a dance between the camera department and the actors and everything, all the technical pieces, and then making sure that the performances were right too. So like I like working on those things where everyone's kind of in it together. So that was one example. And then of course the shootout, which was similarly complicated to shoot, but very fun and rewarding once we got all of that.
Yeah, because I imagine there was definitely a lot of moving pieces, especially in a scene like that. So, but yeah, no, it's definitely if I can like make suggestion to anyone like watching the film, just try and go into it as cold as possible because some of the twists and turns that this movie takes, it really catches you for a surprise a number of different times in the film. So I think that makes for like probably the best movie going experience, once this comes out.
Yeah, it's surprising. It keeps you on your toes.
Now, Jocelyn, do you have like a favorite diner that you've, been to in your life? And if you do have like a specific favorite, or if there's like a couple, like what would you recommend from that diner?
Well, I've been telling the story. My mom actually used to work at a Howard Johnson's. I don't think they're around anymore, but those were like a roadside diner, like in New England.
Yep.
Um, and so, I mean, I have like a special nostalgia for that place that no longer exists. But I love like soft serve or ice cream from a diner. I love a slice of pie or a muffin. Those are things that I always order at a diner.
Hey, I mean, I'm a big rhubarb pie fan. I actually got some growing outside, so I'll be getting ready to pick that, once it's, ready in like the later in the spring or later in the summer.
Awesome. Yeah, I love rhubarb too. It's the season.
And
So
I'm
yeah, you
right
have to
here
make it.
I'm in New England as well. I'm in New Hampshire, so I'm
Oh, okay.
in the New England area, so familiar with all that. Uh, yeah, just to kind of wrap things up for you, Jocelyn, is there anything else that you would like to say to the fans about just, your experience of working on the film and what they can kind of, expect from it?
I just have so much love for this film and every person that worked on it. And I feel like you can see the love and care and passion that went into this. And it really has something for everyone. You go to the movies to be scared, to solve a problem, to cry, to feel all these emotions. And I feel like this movie does all of that. And it's extremely fun and funny.
Oh yeah, no, it's a roller coaster ride, for sure. So like I said, if you can, just go check out, this film. Highly recommend it, and I think you'll have a lot of fun, with the movie. Jocelyn, I just want to say, thank you so much for your time today. It was great, getting to talk to you about the film. I can't wait for everyone else to get to watch it, and yeah, hope you have a great rest of your day.
Thank you, Pat. This was so lovely. Thanks so much.
You're very welcome.